Students, what's the next question? What are the state dependent process? Okay. And path dependent process. Okay. So there are two types of, we will say, processes: state dependent and path dependent. Okay. So everyone please look at the board. The processes or functions, the processes and the functions which depend only on, okay, only on initial stage and final stage. Okay. Initial state and final state means what? We are not very much interested in what is going on in between. For the example, if I consider the example of temperature, if you remember, in the last year we have done the experiment on temperature, if you remember. So that time we have done the only initial temperature and the what after some time final temperature. So temperature is that state variable which only depend, which we are interested only in initial state and final state. What is going on in between? What is a external temperature, surrounding temperature, doesn't matter. After 5 minutes, before 5 minutes, what was the temperature, and after 5 minutes, what is the temperature? What will be the temperature? That we are, our intention is what? To that quantity or that value. What is the process? What is the cooling atmosphere? When whether fan is going on, fan is working. Because of that, temperature rise is very less. If fan is not moving, then temperature rise is very fast. We are not interested. We are only interested in what? Initial and the final state. Okay. Such variables are called state variables. Okay. Then second is a volume also. Okay. When we give the heat, what is our intention? For pressure cooker also, our intention is what? What is the final volume? Okay. We are not interested in what is going on in between. What will be the volume in between initial and the final time? Okay. So that's a volume is also come under state variables. Then the next one is what? Pressure. So we are also interested in what? Initial pressure and the final pressure. Okay. So such variables are called state variables. Okay. Next, state functions. Okay. These are state variables, and next is what? State functions. Function means what? That internal energy depend on what? Some other factor. But some other factor, if it depends, then it is called function, because function is what? Is that variable which is depending on the other variable. For example, y equals to f of x. So internal energy is also state function. So in that internal energy, we are not interested in what is going on in between. What is the initial internal energy and what is the final internal energy? We are only interested in that quantity. That's why internal energy comes under state function. So what I want to tell you, initial state and final state, that particular process is called state functions. Okay. Okay. Then enthalpy. Enthalpy is also one of the form of energy. Okay. I think so in chemistry, in thermodynamics we use, and in electrochemistry also we use enthalpy. Okay. Definition of enthalpy. So you just revise from that part. So enthalpy also one of the energy. When some chemical processes are there, then heat is evolved or heat is absorbed. You know that exothermic reaction and endothermic reactions, if you remember. Okay. So that is, so I want to tell you, enthalpy also we are interested in what? What is initial amount of enthalpy and what is final amount of enthalpy. So enthalpy also is what? State functions. Okay. Next, what is a path function? What is the next question? What is a path? So name itself, it depends only on what path it is carried out. Such process is called path dependent process. So let me read that answer. Those quantities which depend on path are called path functions. Okay. These physical quantities are also dependent on the initial and final states of the system also. But what is the main thing? It depends on the path. On which path it is what? Carried out. So let us take the example work and heat. Okay. Work and heat are the best examples of path functions. Hope so you understood. Okay. Say yes or no.